Greetings, Ventures. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, and welcome to my unit's analysis on Apollo, everyone's favorite new character from Season 2 of DanMemo, which is currently airing. I know he's already captured the hearts of many through his lovely expressions and appealing personality. It's your lucky chance because you can now get him in DanMemo. If you haven't checked into DanMemo lately, Apollo became available after the premiere Episode 2, and he has 3 different banners. The first one is the free 11 draw with a chance to get him. The second is a similar banner to last week's Azure Goddess Hestia, where you are guaranteed to get Apollo on your 1st, 4th, and 10th 11 draws. And lastly, you can use 400 paid Iris up to 3 times to draw him from the paid banner, and at least 1 copy is guaranteed for each purchase. But, is this obsessive and tongue-swirling god worth your Iris? God of Light Apollo is an assist character with a good amount of HP and a great amount of strength, especially when limit broken to +5. Being the Sun God, his assist skill, Power of Light, is rather appropriate. At level 60, the skill will reduce the fire and light resistance of enemies by 10%, and also increase the strength of allies by 10%. At max limit break, this changes into a 15% fire and light resistance reduction and a 15% strength boost. Right off the bat, you can tell that Apollo is pretty much the go-to assist character for any teams using light or fire units that use physical attacks. He will be especially good when paired up with the recent Argonaut Part 2 units, the Dawn Argonaut and the Ancestry Krozo, both very effective fire physical attackers. If you thought Argonaut did a great amount of damage after using his buff skill, and taking advantage of Krozo's fire element and physical resistance debuff, Apollo's resistance reduction and strength boost will further amplify that to new heights. And of course, fire element units are not the only ones that benefit from Apollo. There are fairly good light units to use as well. Some of these light units include Moonlight Oath Bell, Virgin Goddess Artemis, Toka from the Data Live collaboration, and Roaring Gale Ryu. Do you remember that the assist, Handmaid Elf Aina, reduces light resistance by 7% at max limit break, and also increases light damage by 15%. You can actually pair the 2 assists together despite the light resistance reduction overlapping, because Apollo gives a higher amount, which will override Aina's, since the effects will not stack. But with Apollo, you'll of course still get that strength boost. If you have the Innocent Goddess Artemis assist, you might question whether or not you want to spend a lot of Iris on Apollo. At max limit break, Artemis increases the strength of the party by 15%, but will increase the equipped unit's strength by 20%. The 15% is the same as Apollo, but the equipped adventurer gets more strength. That's an extra 5%, but if you're running a fire or light team, Apollo will benefit you more because the element resistance debuffs will help out all members of your team better than the one unit that gains an additional 5% strength from Artemis. Long story short, Apollo is a must-have assist for teams built around fire or light element physical attackers. Due to the release of this Apollo, I wouldn't be too surprised if we start seeing other similar assist characters being created that cover different elements. Poor Artemis, if this keeps up, she may be forgotten. I won't forget her though. Speaking of Artemis, remember that the DanMemo movie, Arrow of the Orion, will have its wide US theatrical release in just a few days on July 23rd. I, of course, will be reviewing the movie after I see it myself. I'm very excited to see this beautiful goddess on the big screen. Apollo is just the second of the new units we'll be getting for each episode of DanMemo Season 2, and we have 10 more to go, so definitely be careful overspending your Iris if you're not sure you want Apollo. Though he's very tempting due to the popularity of both Argonaut and Krozo. I think he's at least worth getting 1 copy of no matter what, since you can refund most of the Iris cost by taking advantage of his CP rewards. Also, don't forget that along with Season 2, we get sub-stories added to the game which complement the current episode of the anime. Definitely check them out as they'll also reward some Iris. That's all for this character analysis, and I'll be back next week for the next one. If you liked this video and would like to see more DanMemo content, such as weekly Season 2 cut content and episode reviews, subscribe to the channel. To keep updated, follow my Twitter and join my Discord, and as always, continue enjoying your time adventuring in Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.